They look for clarity, they look for motivation. But in my experience, I don't think that's actually what helps. I remember a job with my construction business where we were building a new home in a pretty remote spot, and the challenge we had was finding a subcontractor that would be willing to come out there to lay out the footings and prep the foundation. The main reason was that it required 2 ferries to get to this job, so getting other contractors there was often complicated and expensive. So I just decided to do it myself. Luckily, I had just learned through school how to use a theodolite, which is a precision instrument, optical instrument, that's used to measure horizontal, vertical layout lines and angles. So sat down, pencil and paper, and worked through all the math for the layout of the foundation. Every line, every angle, every measurement. At the time, there was a lot going on in my life. Things that felt unsettled, things that were distracting. But I remember when I was in that work, focused on that task for that foundation, none of that outside stuff mattered. As you can imagine, the foundation of a home is pretty important. So there was no room for distraction. It required my full attention. I kind of just had to focus on the next measurement and the next line. Once I had all the math figured out, all the theory done, I packed up, took 2 ferries and headed out to the job site, and I laid out that entire foundation by myself. It was a fairly complicated foundation, 2,000 square feet. And when it was done, it was square, and it was square to inside a 1/16 of an inch. I remember when I was done and confirmed those measurements and the squareness of it, that I kind of just stood there and looked at it. And I remember feeling something that I hadn't felt in a while. It wasn't excitement. I remember I certainly felt satisfied. I was felt pretty happy, obviously, that everything was working out. But it was mostly just steady. I think I remember in that moment as well, it taught me something. It taught me that sometimes in life everything feels off, but the precision, it doesn't. I think a lot of guys, when they feel something off in their life, they try and fix everything all at once. I think a lot of guys want clarity before they move, but sometimes the clarity doesn't come first. Stability comes first. And I don't think stability is built all at once. I don't think stability is built through big decisions. I think it's built through small standards, repeated consistently. Things you can measure, things you can control. Show up, do the work properly, complete the task that's in front of you. In carpentry, there's a lot of rules in carpentry, but the one that I often taught to my guys was, if your first measurements are off, it just explodes. It exponentially, that error exponentially increases. Especially like a foundation being square and precise within a 1/16 of an inch. It's a pretty good start to build a house, because if your foundation is off, then the foundation walls are off even more, and it just, as you work up, by the time you get to the roof, you might have a real tough time putting that roof together with all that accumulative error. And I think in a lot of ways, life kind of works the same way. And when you feel off, it doesn't necessarily mean you need a whole new direction. think you just need to return to your baseline. You don't fix your whole life all at once. Just come back to that baseline. And for a lot of guys, that baseline, that standard, it's already known. They've just drifted from it. And I think if you don't come back to that baseline, if you don't kind of focus on recentering yourself first, things start slipping. Little things first, and then bigger things. It starts to snowball. And eventually you find yourself somewhere you don't even recognize. And it doesn't happen all at once. I think it happens one small compromise at a time. And I see that a lot as well with my walk with the Lord. Any time in my life when I look back, times when I've been the furthest from God, it wasn't all at once. It's just one little small compromise after another, to the point where you get to a spot you don't even recognize your relationship with Him anymore. And luckily, by the grace of Jesus Christ, coming back to that center is that free forgiveness all the time. Just He makes it so simple, just to recenter and to come back and to start over. And I think that's why the small things matter, not because they're impressive, but because they keep you aligned when everything else feels uncertain.